Welcome, everybody. We have got an awesome stream because we are talking about pilot season. Pilot season is fabulous and exciting. We are talking about these new games. So let's introduce our guests. August, the hero of pilot season. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what's going on?
Um, so I'm August. I guess I can say about me, I've been playing and running LARPs for a long time now. And then I came up with this idea of pilot season, which is essentially having a time of year. This year it's just sort of 2 months in a row, June and July, where we have one game in each month that we lower the barrier of entry for new larpwrights by organizing all of the logistical stuff for them. So booking a site, managing the site at the actual event, organizing cook, having the guest list, all of those sorts of things for them, doing the ticketing as well, so that they can just focus on writing and running their game and the creative kind of elements of it for people that are running games for the first time or with not very much, especially weekend long game experience. Yeah, I think that's what I
Awesome.
said.
That was fantastic. And thank you, chat, for letting us know. Welcome, Bluezella. Welcome back, Floritude and Vagabond. And Kimirin, the moderator. And so, Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your LARP experience?
Sure. Hi, my name's Josh. I'm the creative director for the Deadline Chronicles. And that means things. I've been LARPing since 2017 as a youngin, and then I've just kind of been slowly getting into like volunteer roles in those games, and then moving into having interest in writing, and then now through this program, I'm working on my first ever game.
Hooray! And Sally!
Hi everyone, I'm Zale. I'm one of the producers on the Deadline Chronicles. I'm a pretty recent kind of person in the LARP scene. I only got into it in 2023 because I was lucky enough to know some of the Debts and Ribbons team. But I do have a background in game design, graduated with a degree in it. This is my first LARP that I'm working on the team for, and I'm having a great time kind of getting into all the weird little bits that actually make a game work.
Right? How fun is it?
Yeah.
Lex.
Hello.
Welcome back to the
Yes.
stream.
Thank you. Hi. I think I was here for the first one and I'm back again. Can't get rid of me. So I am lucky enough to be the story lead on the Deadline Chronicles. Josh pretty much approached me and was like, "Hey, I have a funky idea. Do you reckon we could make this into an actual thing?" And I was like, "You know what? I got a degree in words. I can make words work. Yeah, I can. It doesn't sound like it now, but I can speak good. I can write good. I can help. And then we've just created this crazy little brainchild ever since. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, this is exciting. Immersive Arts Melbourne, which is behind pilot season, is a group of larpwrights and, people who really actually just want to help more LARPs happen. And August's pilot season is probably the purest and most delightful version of that. But basically we're very selfish and we want to play lots of weekend games, and so we have to make those happen. And if you run them yourself, you don't get to play them. So, what is the basic concept of the Deadline Chronicles? Tell us about the Deadline Chronicles.
Yeah, I guess that kind of falls to me. As the director. Oh god. Basically, I like roguelike dungeon games a lot, and I wanted to try and experiment with what that would look like in a real space as a LARP. So that's kind of what started the idea, and then Lex and I got talking about stories we want to tell, and with the rest of our team that we've grabbed along, we've kind of just slowly built into this game. World's been at war for a while. There's this kind of ran out of resources. There's this nice little town on the edge of a very haunted forest that no one goes into that might have more resources. So people are flooding to this town to just see what happens, figure it out, try and have hope, like the world is bleak, but the goal is be the hope you want to see in the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the world is bleak, and so we're excited for. Well, I'm excited for that sort of that hope thing and building hope. So that's the core, I guess, spirit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of what it's started from and what it's building from.
Which I love, but you know what actually happens though. Like, I go to your game and I walk into bleak, and then I bring my hope, and then I change everything, and it's delightful. But what actually
absolutely.
happens?
Like, no rails, just yeah. So, we've got a town. We're gonna fill it full of NPCs, and it's like we want you as players to wander around, immerse yourself in the world, and get like quests and stuff. And like, oh, I need to go into the forest to get this item. I need to go into the forest to help this person. I need to find out the mysteries of the universe via the forest. And then we just send people down the hill in parties of 6 with a bunch of different classes to character classes to hit things, ask questions, talk to spirits, get confused on why the bandits are being nice all of a sudden. Just a multitude of different like experiences. And then you go down the hill, you either win or you die, then you come back up and rinse and repeat and keep trying.
If I die, do I still get to come back up the hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Lex, you got your hand up.
Sorry, yes. Can I add one tiny thing to that, Josh?
Please.
The kind of format that we've got for going into the forest is done through a tarot deck. You basically get a fortune reading that sends you the path that you're going to take. So it's going to be different every time based on fate and judgment and all that fun stuff that's also then woven into the kind of ethos and kind of weave of the story as well.
Excellent. So, I guess it says here we should talk about the rest of the team. It's not just you guys.
Yeah.
So why don't one of you guys do that?
I'll take that one. We are 3 people in a fairly small team, but the team is incredible. We're so lucky to have everyone. We've got Heather, who's working on writing and mechanics. We've got Taryn, who's a very experienced advisor and is going to be helping us wrangle everyone on site. We've got Em, who's our other incredible producer and saves my life probably once a week. And then we've got Novel, who is our absolutely brilliant artist. If you've seen our little logo, they created that in like collaboration with Em as well. And just basically is putting the little beautiful touches on the ends of all our very long documents. That we are also shortening for ease of reading. We understand that not everyone wants to read a 40-page law book. As much as some people might. We like
some
to cater to
people
both sides.
really do. Like,
we want you... Sorry,
can
7
I
pages.
if I wanna?
Yeah, exactly. We want to... One of the things we've been talking about, to kind of jump around a little bit in... topic, I guess. We've been thinking about how to make our game accessible to basically whoever we can make it accessible to, because there is the issue with accessibility that to make something accessible to some people will make it inaccessible to others. But we're considering what is required to play our game, and then also how we give people access to do that. So things like making, while there is a longer law book, we also have things like our player primer, which is like a 1.5 page document that you can get a lot of the key information from. And it's something that we talk about a lot and interrogate the best way to not only invite in a community, but make them feel welcome.
Fantastic. I love that. So, core player experience. Walk me through it. I turn up on Friday afternoon, evening. I eat the food you provide me. I don't know what happens. No, we don't do dinner Friday night, do we? We don't normally. No. Okay, I arrive on Friday night. I bring my own pizza. I eat the pizza. And then am I in character? Then what do I do? What goes on?
Yeah.
Lex, do you want to take this?
Sure, yeah. So basically how we've got it laid out is you arrive to site like your character has arrived from the trek that they've made here. There's going to be a group of like new individuals coming into town, and so you're all going to be like new people who've traveled from all over the 3 nations that we've got to come down to this tiny little place. So you're all being kind of introduced to it as your characters are as well. We'll have a fun storyteller oracle that'll kind of walk you along the way. We'll have a nice big bonfire, get to know each other, have a big little, kind of community night, get to know each other, sit around the fire before things kind of start to get a little in theme. Yes, I'm just going to do this for ooky spooky stuff and slightly strange things that may happen on the very edge of a haunted forest. From that point, we've got accommodation on site, so it'll be the fire, and then we'll head over to the tavern. We'll have some drinks, get to know each other, have a little bit of a rowdy time, get settled in, and then kind of move off to bed. Next morning, coming back in, introducing to the town, to the people, probably start running some quests. You start forming parties. So we're planning on trying to give some credence to the term of LARP is like D&D, but in real life. So you'll be making the trek down the hill in parties of 6. Whatever combination of classes and people that come to you. It doesn't always have to be the same group. We actually encourage changing things up, experimenting, and then kind of just playing with the story that's happening up in town, and then going down and getting a reading to go down the hill when you need to, just basically seeing how the day takes you. Then we get to nighttime, and fun things happen at LARP at nighttime. I'm not going to spoil anything, but who knows. It also might be the most boring thing in the world. Who knows? Yeah, jazz hands again. And then Sunday is how the day will lead it. Probably more forest, more talking, and conclusions of natures that will leave to the weathers of mystery.
Delightful. I love this. It's a very interesting sort of take on a really old sort of general layout of game. But this is a very, like when I started LARPing in 1942, this was basically how the games ran, right? You would, the Renowned Hat would like to know what time you have to wake up Saturday morning.
That's a great question. Yeah. Josh, you have your hand up.
So the event will be catered by Immersive Arts and their team for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is like Saturday, all meals, and then breakfast and lunch Sunday. Whenever time that starts, I think currently it's like 8 or 9, looking like August.
For breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be like self-serve stuff at breakfast, so that can usually be quite early. Our wonderful cook Jack sometimes likes to do a hot breakfast, and that would be a bit later, like 8 or 9.
Yeah, so we're planning on whatever time breakfast looks like, assuming 8 or 9, maybe start game by 10. If that answers the wake up Saturday morning time.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a mid to late morning. Might be earlier. Once we've got a concrete idea of what that looks like, we're going to have that in our player guide that we're planning on releasing at the end of February.
Sick. Look forward to that if you can still get a ticket. So
we have 5 left.
It's a linear 3 left. Seriously? 4.
Is it 3?
I think it's 4.
It's 5.
Oh, it's 5?
It was 5 when you logged on. It's 4 now.
It's been sitting at 4 on the site, and then we've got 5 available. So someone's got a ticket in their cart and they're thinking about it.
Legit. Fair enough. So, why a linear game? Like, I love linears, but you don't see too many of them nowadays. Why a linear?
I guess that's a me question.
It's a very core design question, right?
Yeah. I've heard them talked about a lot, and then I helped GM a pilot for another game last year. And I saw the format, and I was like, oh, what else can this do? How else could this be tweaked and played with? How could I make the parts that I think I would get bored with as a player more interesting? How can I take the parts that I'm really interested in and celebrate them? And blow them up and change them and do something new with them. I've heard a lot of stories from my older LARP friends who have been around for forever, talking about linears and game formats, and I've always kind of gone, what does that look like?
Yeah.
And then when I got an idea of that, I'm like, cool, what can I do with it?
I love
and
that.
So, yeah, from that.
And I really like the mucking around with the forest stuff, the forest versus town stuff, as like a very new sort of why in world do you do linears, I guess. And like one of when we're talking about the bits that you think would have been boring, I assume this is where town plot comes in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That game was really cool because it had a bunch of linear stories that people were being DM'd through, and I was mostly helping set up like staging and propping and stuff for that, or NPCing for little bit parts here and there. But the downtime was less like written and trying to find the good wording for it, because it was kind of intentionally left blank, so there's more time to set more things up. But I know that if I was playing, I would have gotten restless when there were less things happening.
Yeah.
Even if I needed the break, I always have more fun of the LARP when I see things happening, just because that keeps my brain ticking along and keeps me in the world.
Legit.
And so I was like, cool, how can I make this feel busier, which makes it harder and makes things happen, but there's pros and cons to both. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I want to see what happens. I guess it's kind of the core point of all of it.
Legit. So what happens in the town then? So the forest is, we play Slay the Spire, but we're a LARP.
Yeah.
What's the town? What happens?
So we've got a pretty decent chunk of NPCs helping us with this game, who will be kind of running stories through them. There'll be like interesting key parts of the town. He'll be escalating points of gameplay, adding points of story, and like giving you reasons, like go talk to them, talk about things, be in the world, get the whys and the things we think should be the why you do things, and then butt against them. It's kind of the narrative conflict driver.
Ooh. Okay. This is a question for each of you, where it's like, what has been an interesting challenge in your role? Because you're all new LARP runners, with varying degrees of LARP experience, but you're all baby children, right? I could very easily be any of your parent. So, like, this is exciting. So, what's a new, like, what was something that came up? Like, people. One of the things that I want to do with this stream is for people. I want people to run LARP, right? And so, when other people see this stream, are inspired by you guys being amazing, and are like, I'm amazing. I could run LARP. Or, you know, I'm self-deprecatory and I could run LARP, whatever. What's been something that's been an interesting challenge? Anyone first?
I'll go. No one else is talking.
Yay! Go Lex.
Cool. So interesting challenge. So I come from a world of like short story writing, novel writing, like very much like D&D games, too much TTRPG, but like those are games that you can have like something set out for. You can have kind of an overarching plan. You can have directions that you want the characters to go and things like intricately set out. When you're writing a short story, you know everything that's going to happen because you are the one that is writing it. But trying to bring that into a LARP setting, it's like easy to do when you're doing all the backstory and the history. And I am a history nerd, so I got to just like right away and be like, oh, all these interesting things, yay, yay, yay. And then it gets to the point of Okay, so we've done all the background information. What happens as the game actually starts? What happens when boots get on the ground? And I had to basically learn a completely new system of story writing. I had to like completely change the way that I looked at narrative and like choice-based narratives and things like that. I had to basically just completely flip how I looked at anything and had to be like, I can't have the control I'm used to here. I get to just set up a bunch of possibilities and see what happens and work with that. I've got to be really quick on my feet and improv and learn, and it has been such an interesting thing because I've only been LARPing since 2023, like Zali, through Dance of Ribbons, and so it's like taking this very, very new style of storytelling that I love deeply and having to be like, okay, how does that actually work? And why is that almost a juxtaposition to what I usually do? So that's been a really interesting challenge for me, is having to basically just flip my worldview and be like, how can we still tell interesting stories when I am not in the full driver's seat because the players are?
Yeah, amazing. Zali?
Yeah. Yeah. I produce. I'm one of the producers on the Deadline Chronicles, and I came onto the project a little bit later than some of the team, and it was really interesting to sit down with a project and be like, okay, catch me up, and then hear all these incredible ideas, and it's my and our other producer's job to go, okay, that's great. How is this going to happen? What? This is really cool. What are we doing? The biggest phrase that you hear when you start getting into game dev, if you're working with other devs, is the easiest thing to be is an ideas guy, because all you got to do is think of something. To get past the idea is the hardest part. One of the things that we clung to, I feel like, in our scope creep, huge chat is completely correct with scope creep. One of the things that we clung to in our initial development of our concept and what the first draft of the rules would look like was something referred to as minimum viable product, which is a pretty common phrase, I feel like, in development spheres.
Yeah.
Which, to explain that is, what at the very, very base level do you need to make this thing real? So for us, that was, what do we need in rules, resources, and what do we need written to run this game and have it be a version of what we want it to be? And so my challenge was very much wrapping my head around this completely new medium, and being able to not only understand what we wanted from the game from these incredible creatives I get to work with, but also how to make that happen and how to get these ideas into spreadsheets, into documents, into messaging that we can send out to people, and effectively honoring the beautiful ideas that we get while also going, hey guys, this is a pilot season, this is our test game, and we can make it incredible thanks to IAM support, but it's still our first try. Let's consider what we can actually do. And so, again, to grab another common phrase is kill your darlings. Sometimes we have to go, hey, that's awesome. No.
Yeah,
And
no dragons.
My challenge has been, I think, learning how to very nicely tell the team, don't do that. Hey, no, absolutely not.
I love it. It's important. It's incredibly important. I remember in Zeppelin we had to, for example, we had to have a big thing around, no, we can't actually burn down this structure we've made because we're running a game in the Australian bush. And I got very sad about that. So, Josh, and then we're going to do a couple of chat questions, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. Josh, interesting hurdle? Interesting new challenge?
Yeah,
Pick one of the many.
Yeah, like, where do I start? I love having ideas. The easiest thing is to be an ideas man. Boy, howdy, do I like having ideas.
The best, isn't it?
It's so good. In of that, some of the ideas and the things that have actually made it to game are cool, and that's great. And now I have to work on them. And it's been very much a constant battle of, cool, what does it look like? Okay, I can describe this in a conversation. How do I put that on paper in a way that is legible, consistent, gets the idea across, is helpful? And so it's been a lot of figuring out how to do that and do that in a timely manner.
Yeah, it's hard.
I enjoy some writing as a hobby. Kind of flunked out of uni a little bit about that one, but it's hard to put things on paper and go, hey, this is what I think and this is what I mean, and you all believe that. Now let's put it on paper. Hey, from what I said, does this make sense?
Yeah, and to get other people to understand it. I would like to chuck in some thank you for following us, Shake That Brass and Killable and Tired Lyrebird and everybody in the chat who hasn't followed us yet and is about to. We love that. Indigo Decay with Renowned Hat and Blue Zella. Love you both. Thank you. I can't believe that worked. Amazing. That's why people do it. Indigo Decay. Oh, Max, thank you. Fruity Goodness, thank you. Love you all. Indigo Decay wants to know if you have a dedicated comms person yet.
We are a pretty small team. We don't have a dedicated comms person yet. We're setting up some clear pathways that you can contact us on. We do have an email if that's something you would prefer. We have our Discord server for players, but that is only once you've bought a ticket. Sorry, everyone. Happy to chuck an email in the Discord chat if people, in the Twitch chat if that is okay with our lovely moderators. But,
go sick. You might need to give it to one of the mods to post for you, because I think if anyone else does, it doesn't work. Tikademic. Oh, thank you, Dr. Gob. We love you too. Tikademic would like to know, Lex, did you pull from one of your too many TTP RPGs when figuring out how to write for a reactive rather than proactive? I'm not sure that reactive rather than proactive is the most accurate way of putting what you were saying. But a version of the writing where the players are the lead writers and you're writing to back up.
Yeah. So I have been I've been recently playing a lot of like smaller indie TTRPGs. Specifically the ones, I'm getting there, I promise. Specifically the ones that I've been looking at in terms of the kind of relationships and stories that I want to help to tell there's one called Ribbon Drive, which is so beautiful. I cannot recommend it enough. But it's basically, it's GM-less, you sit in a living room and the mechanic is a playlist and you just have that playing in the background and everyone has to kind of react as the song moves through. And so in a way that's been really informative of looking at like, okay, here's an outside factor that is absolutely influencing how I'm doing things. How can I like react to this? How can I take a word from this song? How can I address this? And how can I work with the people in the room that I'm sitting with in this imaginary car to make it work? It's so beautiful. The other one that I only very recently played is called Alice is Missing. A little bit more structured, but very similar in like, instead of looking at story, it's looking at how to develop kind of, or how I've interpreted it, is developing character mechanisms and character relationships in a very interpretive setting. The concept of that is basically a girl has gone missing. You can choose to be one of 5 people that are in connection to her, and then you simply are in a text chat with these other 4 people. I will talk about all the indie RPGs all day, but yeah, so you basically sit in a room and you just text each other, and that is like the entire game. You sit in silence and you text each other with a song on the TV. And so it's how do I work in such a limited setting to form these incredibly close and already established relationships with people. Yeah, so those are my 2 that have been my recent inspirations.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, just for pure vibes, Candela Obscura. has also been really, really, really fun to look at, although I've never managed to get the game off the ground yet, Zali. I'm sorry, I'm getting there.
Take your time.
Yes,
yeah.
question. That's really
Maybe
fun.
first get this game running.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main one.
But then come back to it, I guess.
Thank you for the name
Fantastic.
of the Avery Elder makes incredible games. Thank you.
Avery Elder, Monster
Yeah.
Hearts, and a bunch of other excellent games actually. Which one did she do off that list? The Alice.
I think it's.
Anyway.
Hang on.
Anyway, Avery Elder does make such good games. Thank you to those people. Back to questions. Tell us about the class system. There are classes. Why are there classes? Why can't we all just be cool?
I think
Sorry.
classes in a fantasy setting are great. I think they're fun.
I agree. Like, I'm sorry. I literally did get that question when I wrote my class-based linear game 10,
That's so funny.
15 years ago. No one played it. It's fine.
I have an opinion on this from my perspective, if you don't mind me jumping in.
Hell yeah.
When we were developing the class system, it was very much from what I saw, was in response to that that sense of LARP as D&D, but real life. So the class system is not only giving you, the player, as some control and understanding of what your very basic capabilities are in the system of the game. Like, this is a magic world. How does the magic work? If you are a character who can cast magic in some form, this is how you do it. So we're giving some power over to you by giving you a little bit of structure. And the other thing that we're doing with the class system is saying, hey, there's a bunch of people with a bunch of different specialties, a bunch of different abilities. Rely on each other, work with each other, form these parties and go adventure. We want you to go, I need someone who can do this. I need someone who has potions. I need someone who can sing, who can inspire us. I'm going to get a witch. I'm going to get a troubadour. I'm going to get someone who can hit things really good. Where's my militant? And we want you all to look for kind of how you can create a unique dynamic for each expedition you do into the forest, and not only tell the story that you want to tell, but get the outcome that you want to get. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Tell us about your classes. You have 943 classes, is my understanding. No.
Oh, no.
Just 6.
Just
You have exactly 6 classes. Tell us about the classes. Who are they? What's a cool thing for each one? Or vaguely what they do each one?
Yeah.
Gosh, they're your
should
babies.
Yeah, cool. I'm just getting up the list of them, so I'm making sure I'm referring to my stuff properly. Hey. So we've got we've got 6 classes that all have a distinct set of abilities in and out of the town. So the level of magic in the world works differently depending on where you are, and they all have a strong core theme. So we've got a chaplain, which is kind of analogous to your cleric, your religious characters, your priests. They're kind of like your battlefield healers. They pray to their gods and they get fun and cool things happening. Then we've got a witch. It's your spooky mystical character. It's taking folk magic and then amping it up a bit in certain settings, and in town it's cool. They're the spooky ones who play with tarot cards and throw bones out to get spirits. In the forest they're like that, but souped up with a bag of potions and hope. We've got a troubadour, which is our bard class. Music at a LARP is one of the most immersive and magical things, and so we kind of wanted to create a class that does cool and interesting things, but also kind of fills the fantasy of having combat music the whole time.
Can I quickly jump in in regards to the troubadour as well. Sorry, something very near and dear to my heart. As much as the troubadour is the bard class, and we associate bard with music, troubadour is not just music. You can recite poems, speeches, epics. We want you to tell stories through sound. Is kind of what the troubadour represents. Sorry, that was just
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, if you want to be a wrestling announcer the entire time, or like then scream your soliloquy into the wind, please do. Yeah, it's that performance class. God, I can see you got all these way longer, and I'm trying to condense it. Skipping
Please
along.
do.
We got a militant, which is like our standard fighter class, and they kind of just don't die and they hit things. And it's every way that can be celebrated. It's your bare bones basics, but it's also like the backbone, the workhorse.
They are
of a line.
remarkably tough.
Yeah. Next we've got our hunter that's like, cool, do you want to be a woodsman? Do you want to have axes? Do you want to shoot things with a bow and arrow? That's really cool. Do you also want to have like a book that tells you how monsters work? Is that interesting to you? Maybe. And then last we've got our legend main, like our sneak thieves, our scoundrels, our dodgy little rogues in the back who are doing sleight of hand and backstabbing and playing with luck. Yeah, that's all of them in a really short Cliff Notes version.
Playing with
each
luck.
of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Figured we've got a card system for randomization for encounters down the forest. Why not have someone with quick hands be able to swap the cards out?
Delightful. Fantastic. Okay. What happens if we run Ups all wizards?
You get all wizards, and you might not have some of the problem-solving tools you might need, and that's great because you either die or you figure out how to win differently.
Yes. And expect your GMs to respond to that. Expect your GMs to go, this is interesting. Let's see what happens.
We encourage strange and weird and wonderful things in the strange and weird and wonderful forest. Please, fuck with us. I'm gonna regret saying that, but...
Yeah, so fuck with us, we'll fuck with you back.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That's the plan.
I mean,
Yeah,
the core point is to be in concert with players and celebrating all of their actions. So if their actions are devious, then yes, that means consequences, but that also then means you get more gameplay and story happening.
Yeah.
And I think...
No, carry on.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Something to go back to having like a class system and having such a robust set of like, these are what we're giving you in terms of rules, is also giving players the opportunity to read through what they've been given and go, how does that exactly work? What does this look like in play? Can I break it?
Yeah.
Can I do something weird? We're giving you enough information that you can. We want you to look at our rules and look at our classes and go, what do I do with that? How do I make this interact weird? And we go, whoa, we didn't notice that. That's awesome. Good job. Here's your consequence.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Please I am gonna try and fix closed captions. So while I'm doing that, feel free to tell us a story. No, what happens like if I go down the hill and my entire party gets killed? Like what happens?
So I mean, you wipe out.
Yeah, we do.
That's gonna happen.
We took all wizards, and
Didn't go well.
it didn't go well. It went real poor, like really, really, quite badly. And yeah, what happens?
So part of our setting, the forest is particularly haunted and spooky, and a bit alive. And so you die, but then you get back up again for some reason. And maybe things whisper to you, maybe you hear stories from your past, maybe you relive things, but you're going to wake up on the edge of town as a character, and you have to keep experiencing the world. So you're going to miss out on gameplay, but maybe you get some more narrative. as a player, you have to walk back up the hill. Sorry. You're gonna have to anyways.
Well, I mean, you have to do that regardless, right?
Yeah, but a GM will guide you through what happens, give you story, try and like give you a reason to go back in.
Okay.
The forest wants to be explored. Give it what it wants.
Yes.
Yeah, it's we've taken the roguelike concept very seriously, and death is not the end, but that doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, but I have.
I really like that chat message.
Which one?
If you win the forest, we'll come pick you up in our car.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's
yeah.
really
I'll
hard
leave
to
that. I'll leave
do
that.
in
We're doing a four-wheel
at
drive,
Rowan.
but cool.
Yeah.
I wanted an ATV to run Rowan games.
Can we have a golf cart just like bumping
No, golf
down the
carts
hill?
aren't strong enough. They don't go up
Sorry,
hills
trying
good
to get a
enough.
golf cart up
You
that
need
hill.
you need a 4-wheel motorbike.
If you win the LARP, you get into the golf cart and then you roll further down the hill.
We did in fact price out ATVs for the GMs
my
at one point, but
Oh my
it was
God.
just too much. I think the e-bikes are the correct choice. Like a mountain bike e-bike might be the way to go. Although mine certainly wouldn't go very well with somebody else on it as well as me. End run, go back to start, but with trauma. Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Basically, okay, amazing. We love it.
Listen, if we're talking about horses in the chat as well, I do know people in that area who own horses that I
Yeah.
could possibly borrow, but also like I feel like it would probably be more haunted if you just see someone galloping past you on a horse up the hill, like, suck it!
Can we get so much money so we can please have a horse on site?
No.
Can you all buy tickets so we can get a horse on site?
Please!
Uh,
Let me and Sally.
Like, speaking as one of the people who worked on the budget, that's you do not have enough tickets for that.
No.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Text.
Sorry, I just saw something in the chat that I want to jump on for a second.
Please do. Is it about donkeys? No.
It's about trauma, actually.
It's about trauma. Tell us about
It's
that.
about trauma. So the fun thing about the setting of this world is specifically there are 3 nations that have been at war for as long as memory serves. They have been like fighting each other and bickering and like literally destroying each other. So these are all going to be characters who have suffered. And what we're like hoping to bring to this is like, yes, you've suffered, you will suffer more, but you know how to move through it, and you have people there to help you move through it. And the more that you learn and the more that you try and the more that you love and the connections that you build will be the things that get you through this.
Yeah. So, T-Academic in the chat is talking about The Binding of Isaac. I mentioned Slay the Spire before.
Is one of my genuine favorite games.
This is extremely clear.
Binding of Isaac, I've put way
You
too
know,
many hours in.
I'm just waiting for you to write the sequel, which takes place on a train that drives forth into hell to kill God, and because mine is Monster Train.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite.
Mhm. Yep. I mean, there's
I
that
mean-
one site with the trains.
There is that one. So, is there a version of the Deadline Chronicles where you go into the forest and then you come back and look after your cult of little animal people?
I mean, if people want to price out for fursuits to be Cult of the Lamb IRL, go for it. You're just an elf. Elves are weird in this setting. That makes you an elf.
So you've got people and elves, right?
Mhm.
Where are the dwarves?
That'd also
Okay.
be
Do you want to talk, Josh, or?
No, this is yours. Go for it.
Okay, cool. So we have 2 different like playable elements of the same species. Humans are the people that are like of the like they're people of the land. They are affected by external things. They can change themselves externally, and can alter themselves with magic, but it's incredibly rare. Elves, however, are usually born in, like, the centers of magic. They end up a lot more physically kind of altered by the presence of magic, and their, like, external changes will represent kind of like internal changes or things that happen. And our kind of definition of elves is, do you want to have horns? Do you want to have spiky teeth? Do you want to look a little bit funky? Go as wild as you want and call yourself an elf. Have fun with it.
And if our excuse to let our cool friends that can do cool makeup or interesting costuming to do the most insane stuff they want and have a reason for it.
Yeah.
And then if they say, hey, this is my twin brother and it's a human and they look super normal, that also just makes consistent sense in the setting now.
Yeah.
So it can be Jim Bob the 6'8" elf with 32 horns and your brother is a short guy who looks super normal.
Mm-hmm. Because elves are not born of specifically, like, your parents don't have to both be elves to be an elf. Or you can have both parents be elves and be a human. It's purely just kind of on how things were in the place that you were born and kind of how you lived amongst that.
So, mutant people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic mutants.
Magic mutants. Amazing. We love that. It makes Tolkien roll in his grave, and that's what we're after.
Elm in the chat just said, body mods assigned at formation in the Maelstrom rules. Very gender. The fun fact about our dev team is that no one on the team is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Cis, thank you.
Cis,
no one is
stop.
cis. We're all some variation of gender. So that's also just been a running joke in our development as well.
We love it. I did want to ask, I mean, and this question is, I wrote it down as what was an unexpected hurdle, but I think that what I really want to know, I think the purpose of that question is about what's something that you guys have run into in development that you're like, we should tell August about this so that this doesn't happen to the next pilot season crew. Or we should tell everyone we know who wants to run a LARP about this so that this doesn't happen to the next LARP running crew.
I have an answer to that.
Okay,
Immediately.
I would like, just before you answer it, remember rule 1?
Yes.
Okay, carry on.
My answer is everything takes longer than you think it does.
Right.
Double every time you've given yourself, because if you finish it early, you get extra time. Better to overachieve than underachieve, and you will not benefit from stringing yourself out, from burning yourself out, from stressing yourself and your team out. Give yourself the grace of that extra week, of that extra 3 days. It will make your game better. It will make you feel better and prouder of what you make. And if like, one of the best things we've had with pilot season is, hey, this is your deadline. This is exactly what we need from you. And it was incredible because then I and Em as producers got to go, hey, this is what we need. How do we do this? How much capacity do people have? How long is this realistically going to take? And while it is annoying to sit down and take the time to plan a whole dev cycle out, you need to know what you need. You have to. We have a spreadsheet that's like probably 70 lines that is just, thing happens in this week at this date, done by this person by this time.
Really
So good.
Yeah, that sounds like the stuff that I love having people on my team that do, because there's no way I'm doing it.
And I also want to follow up that comment with a timeline is only as good as you make it. Never consider anything 100% locked in. I refer to it as a living timeline so that it can be updated, it can be modified. There is no expectation that the number on the spreadsheet is immovable. Unless it's like, hey, the thing has to run. That's like,
it does. There is a number that is immovable. A couple even.
So I would say then you set your removable numbers, and then everything else you go, hey, is this done to the capacity that we want it to be done, or do we need to double that time? Do we need to give ourselves a few more days? And check in and be honest with your team and be like, hey, I actually don't have time. Can someone else do this? Because no one will be mad at you until that thing you hit the deadline and it's not done.
That is the best advice I've ever heard. 100 points for you.
We've had a really good communication etiquette in our team that's led to that not being an issue, which is really cool. But we also constantly are reaffirming that that please let us know, please take the time you need.
It has
and Zali's
taken
such a huge champion of that as well.
So
It's
long as a game designer and as a creative who makes stuff in teams to learn that lesson about it's so much better just to say, hey, I'm not going to get this done, than to burn out doing it. Or to fail at the last minute and then it's too late for anyone else to do it instead. Even a deadline you miss is very helpful because knowing you're behind schedule is a really good thing to know. That's a great line. Lex, you're next.
Yeah. One that I found really interesting and has been really interesting to move through as a group is reframing how you look at your own work. Because we are so used to being hypercritical and self-deprecating and like talking down everything we do and being like, oh, I did this, but don't look too closely at it. It's not good. It's not whatever. I have literally like gone through the team and been like, okay, we are not allowed to apologize for stuff that is absolutely unnecessary. We are not allowed to make self-deprecating comments about the stuff we've done if you are like not happy with it. You are allowed to ask for help. You're allowed to like have those kind of barriers about it, but like hardline rule that I set that we work towards is like, you have to have faith in yourself. You have to have trust in yourself of what you can do. And then you have to put that faith in the people you are working with, that they are going to see the best, of what you can do, no matter what you think of it.
Oh my God, I love that too. How's that going for you, Josh? It sounds hard.
Yeah,
They're struggling, I will say. I love you to death.
It is a thing that I have noticed that you struggle with, Josh.
Yeah. What I've realized and what's helped a lot with working in a team, especially on a creative project, especially since I'm in charge of it for some fucking reason.
See, there's another one. You're in charge of it because it's yours and because you deserve to be in charge of it. Oh my God.
Because it's your baby.
I know.
You've done all this work.
I have sold all of these people on this idea, and
which is amazing.
They're all so incredibly capable, and we're all working on it. So if I don't have faith in what I'm doing and what is being done, then I don't have enough faith in my friends, which is kind of the way I'm coaching myself into doing better.
Yeah.
Also, the time I could spend being self-deprecating, I could instead spend that time hyping my friends up if I'm not feeling confident in what I'm doing, which is getting consistently easy to do. Like,
so good.
Yeah, I don't know. My self-talk's getting a lot better, which has been cool for this project. But,
that's a great lesson to learn, though, right?
People.
Like, you can take that out of this.
Absolutely.
Going forward.
Sorry.
Hat screaming too.
Cameron in the chat also just said the way that we've been reframing it is instead of just blanketing like on apologies, it's if you are wanting to say sorry for something, reframe it as a thank you. Don't say sorry, I didn't do this, I didn't have time. Just say thank you for taking the time, like thank you for giving me the extra bit of time I needed to do this. I really appreciate it. Or like, thank you for taking the time to listen to me instead of sorry, I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
Like just reframing it, and no matter how hard that is every time, and just having people call you out on it too. Just be like, nope, no one is allowed to talk until you change that sorry, I swear to God.
I love that. Kimmy Rin has
so much
also been trying to teach me that lesson.
There's a lot of loving yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the loving yelling. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for coming on my shitty stream. Sorry, it's so shit.
We've had someone do the thank you for putting up with me. I think we have regular like Discord meetings.
Amazing.
Also, key thing, if you're making a LARP, if you're making anything, just regularly check in. We have a structured check-in once a week. It's great. we're all on the same page. But thank you for putting up with me. I think I said that while I was like really scrambled after a day of work, and I think the whole team yelled at me. They went, no,
Good.
say it again, Zali. And I was like, thank you for bearing with me as I kind of get my head on straight again, because I've had a really hard day at work. And everyone was like, good job.
Amazing.
And then we got to continue the meeting. And it's kind of like having this group, not only are they all brilliant creatives and amazing people, but they're just really good friends. Like, I'm lucky enough to work with this group of people that I can trust with a slip up like that, and having a bunch of people yelling at me is not a bad thing, but in fact them being like, hey, be nice to yourself, which is lovely.
Because the best time when you're writing LARP is when you're actually just like hanging out with your friends and doing a cool thing together. Thank you, Kix-chan, for following. We love the numbers. I love the numbers. More numbers, please.
Number go up.
Number go up. It makes me joy. Okay, we are nearly out of time for our Deadline Chronicles chat. We are going to say we've got a couple of minutes left, and then we're going to say goodbye, and we're going to move to the other people. Hey, Kai. I guessed. I did guess. I just... Anyway, so one... For each person, one sentence. What's the best thing about writing a LARP so far? Josh.
Hiding in jokes in the name of the game and in as many places as possible, and having funny bits with friends that is either just going to be shared with the dev team or things that my players get to find and go, is that what that's meant to be? And I get to chuckle about it, like I'm watching happen in chat right now.
Delightful. I love it. Zali?
Oh, one sentence.
Well, Josh cheated, so you can probably cheat too. Just make it quick.
Making a LARP is an opportunity to tell a story that is very specifically a way to invite people in to a place that we've had a lot of discussions about, making feel safe in a way. The world is not safe, but this place is safe to experiment with the stories you're telling, with who you are, with who you want to be in not only this world, but in the world you return to when you return to your everyday life. And I think something beautiful about making a LARP is getting to find a community that feels the same way about community and about each other as I do, and that I want to take into the world.
Fantastic. Lex?
Y'all stole my talking points, but that's fine. I'll pivot. No, it's getting the feeling of giving back. Finding LARP has given me like so much of everything that I do now, the friends that I have, the like things that I do, the things I enjoy, how I kind of view the world has all been so influenced by like the LARP community and its culture and the people that I met through it, and getting to kind of work on that and give that back and build a world that people can step into, and potentially have the same kind of experiences that helped to form who I am at the moment, and to give that back is such an incredible joy, to even have the opportunity to. So thank you, Pilot Season. Thank you, IAM. Thank you to the people who are making this incredible thing with me. It's holy crap, did we just sell out?
We haven't sold out yet, but there are 4 tickets in cart that aren't accounted for yet, so
all of your tickets are either sold or in people's carts.
Yep. There is a wait list you can sign up for. Yeah.
Amazing. Join the sign up. Join the wait list.
Thank you so much, and I really want to say thank you to IAM. Thank you so much to August, who has put up with an absolute barrage of questions from me. Every time I walk into an IAM meeting, I'm like, hey, August, here is my list of 10 questions that I need answers for. And every time they go, if I don't have an answer, you'll get one within a week. And they always do. And I am so grateful for the space that they've made for not only our game, but also larpwrights in general. So thanks to August and IAM for letting us do this cool shit.
It's incredible work.
Great.
Cool.
We are so proud of August.
About this program.
Absolutely.
Right? You're muted, August.
You're
we
muted,
can hear
August.
you being all like, wow.
Thank you for being like the pilots of the pilot, right? This is the
First one.
pilot version of pilot season. So we're still working out all of our kinks. So thank you for having faith in us while we do that and working with us. Yeah, I appreciate you so much. I do want to say I did refresh the ticket page, and I think there is 24 tickets sold now. So whoever had them in their cart might have hit go on it. So well done with all of your pitching. It seems like it worked. But I will say it is still worth joining the waitlist for anyone, because there's always people that figure out that they can't make it later down the track. I've made really great friends at LARPs that have got gotten waitlist tickets. So yeah, it's always worth being on there if you want to come to a pilot season game, because that's the first people that will offer any transferable tickets to.
Amazing.
But yeah, well done, team.
Well done, team.
Thanks. Faith in us. Oh my god.
Yeah, again, going back to, hey, that's what we've been saying. It's community. It's the faith you're putting in us to run a game that you are going to enjoy. And hopefully the faith, well, not hopefully, I do have this faith that we get to hand this world, this story to you, and we get to see what cool shit you do with it, which I am over the moon excited to see.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right, I need to kick you off so that I can give.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
if you're just gonna keep saying the same stuff, then it's over. But if you've got,
I have one tiny thing.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have any questions or anything, or you need to reach out to us about anything, we put our email in the chat. If you're on the Discord server, feel free to ping anybody with the team member role. We will try to aim to get back to any questions that are asked. We want to interact with you guys, and we want you to be able to ask questions and format and work stuff with us. So yes, thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Yay.
Just real quick reticketing. I've just run the report just to see how we're going. We have 2 tickets because some of the tickets that are counted in the count are NPC tickets. So
there are 2 tickets.
Two.
Also creating hope because it's fun.
Get into it. There is a pay in 4 option.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you all. We will jump to a quick break. 10-minute break, and then we will return on stream with the Fields of Honor people, or at least one Fields of Honor person, and I will see you all in 10 minutes.
Bye,
folks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome
Captions are
back to Stream 7, Pilot Season, the Immersive Arts Melbourne Twitch stream. We are a group of larpwrights and event managers. We want to help more LARPs happen. We want those LARPs to be fun and cool, and we want them to be weekend LARPs. And part of making more weekend LARPs, because there's just not enough of the bloody things, is this new concept that the delightful August came up with called Pilot Season. Would you like to talk a little bit about Pilot Season, August?
Yeah, for anyone that's joining us for this second half, it's kind of what Josie described. It's a design to lower the barrier of entry for new larpwrights to write weekend-long games. Yeah, so this year we're running one in June, and this one will be the one that you're hearing about now will be in July. Yeah, and we book the site, we organize cooks, we site manage, do first aid, all of that kind of logistical stuff, so that our wonderful larpwrights like Oberon, Hat, goes by many names, can focus on the game and the story, and bringing their vision to new players, and or different sorts of players.
Excellent. So, Oberon, Hat, many names?
At least just pick one.
Okay, Hat. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your LARP experience, and what led you to this place?
I did the math on that after I read through the script for today, and I started reenacting LARPing and theatre when I was 6 in 2002.
Oh,
I have done this for maybe too long.
No.
Then again, you're all doing great at it, so.
Also, I started in 98.
Nice! Yeah, so I started in reenactment, principally.
Yeah.
I have very fond memories of very young, blurry memories of being a page in the SCA. And then battle gaming exploded, and it exploded so much that it managed to get to Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
Which, finally, something in Canberra that was easier to do than the SCA. Love the SCA, but battle LARPing was so much easier when I was young. And it's been the hobby of my life since. I'm now a professional armorer, particularly for LARPers, because I looked at LARP armor and had opinions. And so I wanted to drag all of that experience and several years of opinions and shit posting about LARP design and try and make one. And so, David's birthday last year, Josh convinced me to pitch a LARP to August, and that night I went, tournament, a LARP.
Right.
And then I went home and told Percy, my housemate and fellow game designer, who's the principal game designer. I'm just the creative monkey. I'm the creative monkey, and social monkey. We're gonna make a LARP.
Yeah.
And he went,
right? My subtitles have stopped working, and that's very annoying. Because I've worked so hard on them. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. So, what is the basic concept for Fields of Honor?
Basic concept for Fields of Honor revolves around a tournament. It's a royal tournament. You are all the nobles of various kingdoms within an empire. You've come to the Emperor's kingdom, which is a funny sentence, but that is how it works.
The Emperor's kingdom?
The Emperor's kingdom. They have one too. That's
okay.
actually how that works.
They're allowed. That's
They're
fine.
just wearing multiple crowns. It's me, I'm the Emperor. Anyway, so you're a noble that's been invited, and you want to expand your glory, your fame, your titles, your resources. You want to marry up in the social standing, or maybe you're just there to be a messy spectacle. All of these are preferred.
That's me. I'm a messy spectacle.
Nice. But I think the core thing I wanted a game where everyone was the important spotlight character. I don't have minor roles. There's no small player at this game, because you're all in a hierarchy that's fairly rigid, and you all can only affect that hierarchy through etiquette. And then around all of that I wanted a tournament. I wanted a LARP tournament, a tournament with LARP equipment, more importantly, because it's just easier on insurance. That had stakes.
Yeah.
That mattered. That was important, because a lot of the time the tournament is important to the LARP fighters, the people who want to say we're the best at Wacky Bats. They all go do the tournament on a Thursday at an event, and everyone watching that tournament are the competitors, because that tournament,
because they're the only ones who care.
Well, it can't easily be given gravitas or structure to the rest of your festival LARP or the rest of your LARP unless you designed for it, because tournaments historically are massive events that mean massive things. So I wanted to make one.
Delightful. So what's the core player experience? So I turn up and I'm a
noble.
I'm a noble.
Noble of the kingdom.
I'm a beautiful woman in a dress. I've arrived.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not that. Whatever other player I am.
So
I turn up Friday. What happens?
Hopefully as early afternoon as possible, because there's a lot of set dressing to do. But early. Everyone turns up. because that evening we want to host the welcoming meal, where everyone in the kingdom breaks bread, meets each other, reaffirms everyone's characters and status, and hopefully what happens is that by the end of that evening there's someone you don't like.
Oh, there's already people I don't like.
There is someone within the court that you have immediately decided, I'm going to ruin what you're trying to do. And hopefully someone thinks that about you too. And they may be the same person. Hopefully this person is out of game your friend. This is my actual very strong recommendation. Don't form up teams with your friends. Pick your friends to be the people you hate in game, because that is way easier to play out. This is going to be a game about confrontation and emotional excitement. You're gonna want to trust the person across from you more than the people on your team. Odd, but trust. And then a fight will happen. And then you will have opinions on that fight. And then that fight will keep spilling over. And then eventually it will get to the point where you, or the person you don't like, escalates to picking another fight. And this just happens over and over and over again until Sunday.
Delightful. Can I tie a handkerchief to somebody's sword?
You will have to, because that's how you nominate a champion, because you are a wonderful lady of the court, you are a member of the consort class, you cannot fight.
No.
No,
I'm
really,
old.
not even a little.
No.
Nope.
I
No
shan't.
daggers, no play fight. Well, you can play fight, you can slap at someone ineffectually, and
I
that's
shall.
all you can do.
Yes.
And then someone has to break you up. And...
No, I will slap
Yeah.
somebody with a glove, and then when they threaten me back, I will say, excellent, now fight my champion, and then I will...
Correct, well done.
Yes.
You have done steps 2 to 4 on how to kill someone.
Excellent.
It's in the rulebook.
Fantastic. I'm glad.
And that's the gameplay loop. We come together and we watch fights. We have dictated reactions. I pared down the amount of emotions in this game off of some improv theory that I chew too much of. Because I want fights to happen. They are critical to the game. If everyone plays nice, we will just watch a tournament, and that's cool, I guess.
Look, yeah, but there's other places we can do it, and they're probably better at it.
Right.
Okay.
But that's the gameplay loop.
That's the gameplay loop. What is the...
Oh, I forgot a step. So, you've picked a fight.
I have.
August gets to place bets on your fight.
Oh.
And August will be betting, not with, like, money out of your purse. That's pocket change. That's like jewels and gold. That's nothing.
Irrelevant.
You will be betting using your titles, your lands, and the hands of marriage of spare people in your court. That way,
how many spare people do you have?
Well, you know, if you're the top of the court, 7. If everyone opts in for marriage gameplay, there are 7 people you can marry off.
Delightful.
Including it, actually, 8 if you include yourself. If you're marryable, marry the whole court. This gives every fight that happens real stakes, or stakes that matter.
Yes.
Because it's not just the honor, glory, and victory of the knights fighting. It's land titles, deeds, pocket change. Everything moves around this one match. And that happens over and over again. And at the end of the game, we will consult the lovely book that we will fill everyone's deeds and actions with throughout the game. That's what the GMs are doing primarily, is that we are recording everything everyone does.
In a book.
And then at the end, we will give you a prologue of how the Empire is doing. And if it's an empire still.
And if it's an empire still. Okay, sounds great. No, Dr. Gob, you will be married off by up to 8 people. Welcome to the chat, Sir Wilfred.
That is a good point. Polyamory is illegal in this setting.
No!
Yeah, I had to do that.
Come
It's
now.
for gameplay reasons, I assure you.
No, that does seem legit and fair.
Because polyamory solves the game, and that's
like, yeah, we can't have drama be ruined by
can't let all of you just shack up in one wedding. Who the hell's in charge? This
It's
is
true. We need
evil
hierarchies.
hierarchy.
Correct.
This is not a game about gender.
So, inspiration. When you pitched me this game, I'm like, all right, so SCA better LARP. And is that accurate and fair? That is the first joke in the book.
That is very accurate and fair. I like to
Okay.
because there's so much pageantry in the SCA that I deeply miss.
And it is so
scrolls,
joyful, right?
The rolls of honor, the wonderful heraldic outfits. LARP has beautiful outfits, but because it so often plays out fantasy, and because we all just keep track of the people on our team, because there's only 30 of us, and that's within human capacity, heraldry got wiped out, eventually. People don't have heraldry much, or enough, according to me, personally, who owns too much heraldry. So I wanted a game about heraldry.
Yeah.
And I wanted to recreate my favorite tournament in history, which is the Fields of the Cloth of Gold, which is this hilarious event where the stewards of France and England are desperately trying to stop Henry VIII from going back to war with France by allying with Spain. So they put on this grand week-long tournament, and then the entire continual historical saga from there is these stewards finding out, oh my fucking god, it's so hard to stop nobles from picking fights with each other. How do we tell the person who's in charge, don't wrestle the other king? Too late, he's already picked the wrestling match and lost. He's now very upset.
Legit. As you would be.
And then there's things like A Knight's Tale, HBO's new Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Turns out I want that. I'm doing that.
Did you read the books?
I do not remember.
They were much.
Knight,
I enjoyed them a lot more than the actual Game of Thrones books.
I would expect so, because it's that chivalric romantic fantasy, right?
It is, and it's
that
very
memory
cute.
we have of how knights got told to us when we were young, and I wanted a game that was like that.
Yeah.
I wanted
Can
a
we
game...
sing "We Will Rock You" in the stands, though?
I am expecting that to happen.
Okay, good.
Knight's
feel like
Tale
that's
is
important.
one of the things in the Discord, in the Inspirations channel, is that scene. Because, yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. I think it's really valuable because what it does is it, like, it's technically anachronistic, but what it actually does is it, like, brings home the sporting nature of it. Anyway, so why is it that when you wrote your game, you were like, okay, only half the players get to actually fight?
Because
It's a fighty game, but only half of them get to fight.
Because other fighters don't create stakes. Other fighters just create more fights.
Right.
Was one of the boiling point thoughts, and I needed characters, I needed players that put weight on the events. And the principal weight that marshals bake to each other in most stories is, I hate you, let's duel to the death. That doesn't work. Let's duel for honor and glory and all of these other things requires an entire system of people that gain off of these fights. So I needed an audience.
Right.
I want that audience to have a game, though. I'm not asking people to come to my LARP and literally watch my favorite people with swords hit each other.
No, because if I was going to do that, I would go to HEMA tournaments.
Right.
To put it frankly.
Right?
Right?
Right? There's enough
Or
of that.
like
And
Cryol.
Bohert's way better at it.
Yeah.
Right? Bohert is the thing you want to go watch, if that's what you want to watch. I wanted a fight where the audience is emotionally invested in the outcome, not just the people.
Yeah.
So I had to have half of them be viziering nobles, doing background Shadow over the Throne stuff. which then led to the greater like identity politics of the game. This is not a game about gender is my favorite joke so far, because both of these classes are representing the concept of a given identity, of a forced identity. Everyone
Yes.
in this game was given their noble role based on chance and lottery, whether it was birth or adoption. The first child or kin taken in by a noble, knight. Second kin, consort.
Done. Yeah, like it very much is that sort of gender but not genital based stuff, right?
The other thing I had to do a lot of work on.
Or
How
not
do I make
hormone
it
based.
not be about your endocrine system?
Yeah.
And how do I make gay marriage as valuable as straight marriage? Invent monsters was the answer.
Seems fair, right?
Yeah.
The two genders are knights and consorts. Right? That's true, though.
Not
That
true.
is what it
then
is.
there is the non-binary class of peasants whose gender is I don't care. They're peasants. Their job is to do serf stuff over
Yeah,
there.
but as a noble, I don't give a fuck about any of those people, so...
Yeah, well, as a consort you don't. The knights care about them. That's part
because
of
of
the
chivalry. It's in the code.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
They
How
have to be good at
important
their job.
is the code of chivalry, and how much is the rulebook just based on it?
The entire setting is based on it. It is a romantic fantasy brought straight out of the Legends of Arthur.
Yeah.
Predominantly the French retelling. I'm not doing a lot of the classic Welsh mythology. Instead, I am doing the fan
French
fiction
stories.
of French nobility.
Yep.
But it's boiled into the game all the way down to the names of the kingdoms, which I don't know how many people have read those and realized what they are, but
Why don't
maybe
you
we'll
read us the
forget.
names of the kingdoms? Read us
So
the
we've
names of the
got-
kingdoms. Who are they?
So we've got Caresia, Bravanica, Valracia, and I always forget one of them, Galana. Which virtue, bravery, gallantry, courage.
Amazing.
They are the kingdoms of chivalry under Phalanst, which is a bastard Germanic way of saying the lance, the throne lance, and then goes into the religion. This is all hot lore that's dropping right now. We
Oh,
haven't
drop the
released
hot
this
lore.
book
We're
yet.
doing a lore drop.
Apparently, that's what I'm doing today.
Why not?
I got asked, do we have a god? Is it Christian coded? No. It's way older. It is way older deific religion in that our deity is a lance. It's a literal thing. And
This-
it's a literal thing that's on the map. You can go meet God. It will exist. Not in the game, but in the setting.
Yeah.
And I won't elaborate because that will be giving spoilers to something I want people to read and go, holy fuck, that's metal. That's the hope.
Delightful. Looking forward to it. Can you tell us anything more about the kingdoms? Yes. There is the brave one, the evil one, the smart one, and all the others.
So, every
That was...
kingdom...
Sorry. No,
Why are
carry
you
on.
saying things about my game?
Because I'm here to make jokes. That's my job.
Thank you, Josie. So every kingdom has resources, stats, and titles that they pride themselves in, that they have
Yep.
a lot of, and then there are things that they are missing and need more of. And part of the goal of the nobility will be to gain those things,
By
It's
trading
very-
wood for sheep?
but not doing it with trades.
Ah,
None of this game can be accomplished by playing Settlers of Catan.
by
around a
having
table.
my people beat up your people instead.
Yes, everything must
Right.
resolve with a fight. Because
Okay.
otherwise the knights don't have their game.
What do the fights look like?
The fights will be one-on-one tournament fights with longswords. It is a continuous bout. It is not break on hit. You may break on hit because you are the most chivalrous fighters of all the kingdoms. And then maybe someone will exploit that against you.
But they would be so evil to do so.
Oh, that would be most uncouth.
Dastardly.
Many opinions must be made. Harumph, harumph, harumph. But you have 5 hit points. After you have lost 4, you are at your last, at which you may only be beaten with a hit to your chest, which is the plastron zone, the chest. This hit here. The goal of this is to create dramatic fights that don't look like sniping contests. Because you are all using longswords.
Yeah.
Because you are all using very similar longswords as well, and because you have to finish the blow with what would be a shot to a vital organ, which sounds easy until your opponent also has a longsword and you do too, and now you have to get
Now
a
it's
weird
much
master
easier
strike
just to
off.
snap them in the hands.
Right?
Yep.
I didn't want any fight to end with, well done, you snap them in the hand 5 times.
Yeah.
So that's how the fights go.
Is
While
everyone
they
wearing
are
armor?
Armor is expected in however many fights we can get to on Sunday. Otherwise, the tournament portion of Saturday is Bloschfechten with just padding. That way, the marshals get the most amount of gameplay,
The
regardless
least
of the
amount of
equipment they
exhaustion.
bring.
Yep.
If everyone brings armor and everyone tells me they want to do the entire thing in armor, then okay, we do the armored version of the gameplay where it's the same rules, but the last hit has to be with a dagger that starts on your belt.
Right.
Because you have
Okay.
to mercy strike them
And
with
then
your
there's-
rondel. Daggers will be provided. I have a box of them.
Legit.
So yeah, armored combat is a choice. Any duel requested can be unarmored or armored. I actually recommend doing duels in armor because it gives you a really good thing to go away and do. Which is go put on your gear.
Yeah. And all longswords. No.
All of it with longswords.
No
Nothing else.
arming swords. No
Nope.
maces. No
Nope.
battle axes. No halberds.
Nope.
No
Nope.
sword and
Longswords.
board.
Nope.
Okay.
We contemplated sword and board. Sword and board.
Sword and board in
fights
LARP is
don't
boring.
look very good.
No, they suck.
It's a very long fight.
They're too strong.
People trying very hard to get around each other.
Yeah. So, we've talked a bunch about separation of martials and classes and things. And I think I want to talk a little bit about game design in... because this is... You've been in LARP and reenactment for a long time. This is the first one you've run?
This is the first one I've written and run myself. I've been part of multiple LARPs in running them. Last year I did the speed run in October where I was a guildmaster for Swordcraft Quest, and then I played 2 freeform LARPs with Caligo, and then I was a Yellow Hat GM and Marshal for Drakenfest, and then I went and finished the Dance of Ribbon saga.
Right? It was a time.
I was very fast. I spent more days not in my house than at my house. But yeah, I felt like I could do it. I felt like I have played enough.
Tell us about the team.
I handpicked the team full of skills I don't have. And
This is
people
correct
I
and
knew
wise.
would already be good at what I wanted them to do. So
Yeah.
on the fight side of the game, we've got Rune, David, and Evelyn. Rune and David are excellent world-class hemofencers. David Gresham, quite famous for being the current world broadsword champ, and the current instructor of longsword for the FCA over in Fitzroy.
Yeah, Fitzroy College of
Evelyn
Arms.
Yes,
who
Fitzroy College of
are
Arms.
friends of the podcast. We love them.
I love them too. They made me good at swords.
Yeah.
Really. And then Evelyn, who is a multi-year veteran of running LARP tournaments.
Yeah.
Like every event I've been to, at least half of them, Evelyn was the one running the tournaments. So they're the people I trust that I can just hand over the fights to, and I could do this, and I could assume the fight was going well.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, I've got my partner Rose, Percy, and Will. Will for famous for being the best marketing member of the team. All of the sales success of this game is thanks to Will. That's Will Arnott from principally Caligo Mundi, but he plays every game in Victoria as much as I can. And then they are the three people who are overseeing and handling the nobles. They will be the principal points of contact for all of your scheming and viziering, your bets, your wagers. And then on top of that, I've got the help of both my mother and my father when we're at the event, just as extra hands. Dad will be the portraiture. That way everyone can take lovely portraits in their wonderful heraldic outfits in situ at the event. And my other housemate, who's been making accidental cameos in this, will be the one funny guy in my game. The court jester is mine. They're on the GM team. None of you are the court jester. Who is there for additional entertainment and Overwatch and just helping everyone enjoy themselves.
So,
yeah.
Extremely structured.
Yeah. I know that I am good at managing a group of people who have skills.
Right.
So I did that. That's my job. I have the vision and I tell them what to do.
And that's working out beautifully.
It's working out wonderfully. Will is also a fantastic editor. He made the rulebook look good. Percy is why the rulebook has rules that work, because he translated my insane jobbling about how the game should work. There was an evening where I had to deconstruct gender marriage, and he turned that into words. That was helpful.
That's what we want.
David is constantly asking me very good questions about how will that work in a fight? How does the fight need to look? How does the arena need to look? Evelyn's currently doing formatting on the costuming guide. Rose and Rune are constantly probing with very good ideas and questions about how we should dress up the event and the social dynamics and what are we saying about gender? What are the extra levels we are putting to this LARP? What is our core, I don't know, philosophical thesis? I'm getting there. I have most of an answer.
What is your core philosophical thesis?
Isn't it weird that the people with the most amount of power are not the people who run the thing?
Interesting.
And that hierarchical structures will eventually devolve into games of Chinese whispers that have to go through other people's agendas that will just organically wipe out your original goal.
I mean, they will. That is a true fact.
Also, it's very hard to fight someone who is the only person allowed to fight. And other things that this game is saying. Also, binary systems from whenever you became part of a household are kind of insane.
They are a bit, right?
Like, that should definitely be elective, right?
And
that monogamy causes problems. That's a joke. That's a very big joke.
Is it? It
Yes,
feels
it is.
like the core concept of the game.
It's not the core concept. It's just a piece of drama that I had to keep.
Okay.
Because otherwise, the LARP community loves solving things by just all coming together. So
they do.
It's valid.
Especially in Dance of Ribbons.
Good
but-
solution, right? Ethic of the game. Come together. Brilliant.
What has been the most interesting challenge in running a LARP? A weekend
I
LARP?
found out why other people don't have costume guides. They're very hard to make.
They're a huge amount of effort.
They are so much effort getting proofs of what you want. Like, owning this and getting photos of it. And then wording it up in such a way that someone believes that they can do what you've described. And then putting enough resources into that guide that they can just from that guide, click on links, and go to everywhere else they need to make the outfit. Because costuming is painfully vital to my game. This is not a game where you can just come in t-shirts and slacks and we'll use the mind's eye theater. Because sadly, we all need to recognize who is who, and the easiest way to do that is going, oh, it's Lord Sunland. That's Sunland.
Right.
Alright. Sunland fighting Beaverland. Cool. Deal. So it just helps everyone recognize each other, and I also think it's a critical part of immersion when everyone commits to the same aesthetic bit. Hobbit's Hoedown is a beautiful game because everyone, apropos of not a lot, their costuming guide is not what I would call particularly intense or like forcive. They're just saying, hey, hobbits look like this, dress like a hobbit, and everyone does, to a way that being there felt wonderful. Every time someone comes back from Bickerlin, they say, oh, it was this transformative experience because it's got multiple medieval villages of buildings, and you're all in a forest, and everyone's in kit, and that level of immersion is critical to this game because I'm asking people to play with conflict and emotions that are hard to maintain, but I hope that if everything's helping you maintain it, everyone gets to have more of that. And I'm a sucker for heraldry. Everyone should have heraldry.
It's true. The other thing that is challenging about the costume guide, when you're doing costume guides, you need to make them specific for your game.
Yes.
And you need to get them photographed, and then you need to have them out in enough time for people to make the costumes.
Yes, we are aiming to have a costuming guide hopefully in early February, because we have a costuming workshop at the end of February where people can come together and we will make the most bog standard version of heraldry. We have a collection of stamps that we have the 3D files for, and we will just give me a thing you own, I'm going to stamp it a lot, well done, you're from Corezia. Done.
Delightful. I would like that. That sounds like it would work for me.
Right. There's a lot of people that works for, because not everyone's into investing like this, and I understand that.
Or can, right? Or capable of.
Or just have the time.
Yeah. Like, it's time and effort and money and skill.
And I didn't even sew this surcoat. This got sewn for me when I was a child, when I was a page.
Which is
one of the
delightful.
oldest outfit pieces I have.
What's been the most fun you've had writing a LARP?
I did have a lot of fun when we were writing the guide on marriage, and then someone went, wait, what if you just marry two people? And everyone was talking to each other about how that would work, and I went, I have to outlaw polyamory.
Yeah.
That was a very fun moment in the team, because we all laughed about that. We all laughed about how ridiculous it was that we have to outlaw polyamory to make our game work.
And how necessary, though.
Right? So it's fun every time we get to those really interesting weeds of, how do I make this become a fight again? How do I have this not be resolved by just shaking hands in a circle? And of course, you can always elect to not pick a fight, but the expectation of the game is that people eventually find
right.
the excuse to do so.
I mean, that if you don't, there's kind of not a game, right?
Well, there's less of a game. There's a tournament going on, and we're all in nice outfits in a park and at Rowallan, and that's
nice.
Cool, I guess.
It's not nothing.
I'll feel really awkward about the value for money, but
I mean, it is what it is. What was a unexpected hurdle? What is a thing that you have run into in writing and creating this game that you're like, oh man, all people who want to run a LARP should know about that so they don't run into it?
Josie and I discovered that the first thing you do to make the rulebook start happening is, what is a LARP? And then you answer that in your own words. And that paragraph, whether or not you put it in the book or not, I checked and it turns out we forgot to put our answer in. Oops. It'll probably go in the bigger rulebook.
You'd hope so.
That answer will calibrate you for what you're doing. You'll be like, right, that's what I think LARP is, so I'll write that. And also, a lot of games have scope creep and try very hard to include as many of your ideas as possible. Pick one idea that your game has to loop back to. I chose jewels. At Fields of Honor, everything will loop back to a jewel. And that infers all of your game design. Because if you can't get that gameplay loop working, you will have players that are stuck watching something happen, but not certain where it goes or how to get in. That was the major hurdle we came up with was, all right, we know how this game will work. We could run it without a rulebook if everyone just like followed the leader. All right, writing a rulebook. How do I translate this? How do I start? And now we're in the revision stage where we just get to keep adding and growing to the rulebook, and there will be this lovely moment of momentum where every time you go back to your work, you get to create just more. And then the other hard bit is that because I'm the creative director, I didn't like to have producers, so I have to be the person that goes, I like that idea, not in my game. Because you have to say that a lot.
You do.
It turns out. It turns out you will have a bunch of your friends over at your house every week, and your job will be saying, that's a cool idea. Not in this game. Let's pencil that for something else, or let's hold on to that, or how do we fix that? How do we put that into this game? How does that get back to a fight? Or we don't have time for that. This game has like 16 hours of gameplay, and that's if you are up at breakfast and play all 12 hours of Saturday. So yeah, that's my advice for, I want to run a LARP. Make it about one thing. When you feel like you've gotten to the end and there isn't more, and there isn't enough, then make a second thing.
I mean, it's hard to add a second thing.
It's very hard to add a second thing. I had to throw out murder. Because every time we added murder, the game became a murder mystery, not a tournament. Because there's... a high noble of the realm's been murdered. Well, let's just all ignore that and go back to Sir Biffington hitting Sir Crankington.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I didn't like it. You can run a game like that, but I didn't like it.
I mean, I have literally played games where they've been built around like a town festival or whatever, and then you're like, but there are undead invading, and you're like, yeah, so we'll fight undead for a little bit, and then now we all have to go and do the archery competition, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the archery competition because the undead are invading. Can we deal with the problem? But no, we cannot. We must.
Cause wonderful ludo narrative in festival games where it always creates this small group of people where their characters are going insane because everyone else is enjoying the festival.
Yeah. And you're just like,
no, for apples.
I don't want to enjoy the festival. There is a zombie.
Right.
Although cornhole, the delights of cornhole, and sometimes you do just need to play cornhole despite the horrors. But it is annoying when, and it's fine if some characters want to go do that. I just get grumpy when the entire LARP gets dragged over to do that. Right. Like, I don't mind a couple of people being like, I need to escape from the zombies and the constant horror. And so I'm going to go play Cornhole. And that's very different to having the GM say, all the players need to come and watch these 4 people play Cornhole. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
How much
Real
in this game, like, tournaments on, and I'm not, I think these are very different things, right? Because this is a game all about the tournament. There's not zombies attacking and blah, blah, blah. There's a fight. It's important. Do we all have to go watch the fight? Do some people have to go watch the fight?
So, the play space I am envisioning, I haven't been to site to start the blocking yet, but I will block this out. But the play space is such that you will be doing socializing around the fight. If we imagine that the fight is in the center stage, and then it's a 360-degree audience section, you can sip your wine, eat your cheese, break bread, and talk to other nobles while the fight is going on. Because the intention is, you're going to watch the fight if you've placed a bet or it's your fighter. But if it's not those two, you're preparing for when it is.
Yeah.
You're making bets because we need them before the fight. That way we know what's about to happen. You're getting into fights. You're part of small conversations. You're trying to arrange marriages. And I do need to create a space large enough for that to all intermix without volume overlap destroying it. But no, you don't have to watch what's going on. The ideal is that your character has incentives to when they care, and when they should go do other things, and when they can take a break, take a breath, pause, watch the fight. You don't care about it either.
But they're fun to watch.
But it's right in front of you. Go play Cornhole for 1 round. Please do not spend 3 hours at my game playing Cornhole.
Hey, you can't stop me.
Please. I can't stop you. I won't. I will frown every time I walk past. Can't stop you.
I'm very unlikely to do that. But, sorry for bringing up the trauma epidemic. Anyway, so I think that is all the stuff I really wanted to go through. I've gone through the script. Are we sold out? We have tickets?
There is still 4 or 5 tickets left. There are
exciting.
4 political tickets.
5 political tickets, and during this stream I've released 1 martial character ticket.
Oh.
So if there was anyone hanging out, then you're getting the exclusive scoop. There is 1 martial ticket available now.
You heard it.
And
here,
can
folks.
you
If
post
have a
the
friend
link in the chat, August?
Who
Yes, I
desperately
can.
wants to be a knight. They might
I
get
thought I've already put it here.
Put them in. Be a knight. Be a knight. I need
This is also a
people
reminder
to make
everyone
fight.
who does have tickets in the stream, please fill out your role document. Check your emails. The email I sent is probably in spam. We need you in the Discord, or at minimum, telling us which part of the etiquette game you want to play. Because, no, you're not all actually knights. Some of you are squires. Some of you are heralds. Some of you are tawny knights, who are here like Sir Duncan the Tall, with nothing to your name, but everything to gain. Some of you are merchants.
Where's my email?
Merchant lords.
Alright.
I don't know if I sent you one, Josie, or if I just sent one directly to you because I have that power.
Look, that's
Especially
fair.
after the amount that ended up in spam, according to reports.
Fair.
There's a problem with email.
Okay. Excellent. We need the Discord. We need the thing. You are a herald with illuminations tucked in a cloak, Elm. I feel like that is worth paying somebody to draw. I'm excited to play this one. This is going to be great.
I have been deeply happy that everyone who's come in has immediately clicked into the type of fantasy it is, and is now like diving deep into some very ridiculous old underseen fantasy. Like,
Yeah,
it's been
right?
outside
Like,
of zeitgeist for a long time.
These are
and we had-
old archetypes.
there was a long period where we were like, no, we want grim, gritty fantasy, and I went,
Do we? Do we then?
I don't. Not for this.
No.
I want the knights to be heroes, I want the viziers to be schemers, and in 2027 I will have peasants after I decide what a peasant was.
Ah. Yes, the Dragonlance inspiration is real. We see it. Okay.
Yeah, Dragonlance, Larry Elmore, a lot of Larry Elmore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. August, do you want any words about this one? Basically, you talked a lot about the pilot season stuff in general. Are we opening up pitches for the next pilot season yet, or?
Not just yet. I would like to be doing that soon, though, or at least letting people know what we kind of want in a pitch. These two teams have done so incredible, and as I did with the other team, Kat, I want to say thank you so much for being one of the two pilot seasons while we figure out how it can all work. Yeah, it's awesome. But I know you guys really pulled together pitches and have been putting this together with shorter timelines than I think we will hope for future pilot seasons. Because we got pitches from you quite a lot later than we might expect. But yeah, so in 2027 it would be 3 pilot season games running in June, July, and August. So we want to give people sort of at least a year's worth of LARP writing time. So pitches should be relatively soon so that we can get offers to people sort of in April, May. But watch the space because, we haven't quite got it together yet because we're running 2 LARPs in like a few months. So it's going to be great.
That's very exciting. Sorry for blowing out everyone's speakers there. Okay. Next week on this stream, I will be here doing stuff. I'll probably talk to some people. I'm going to be excited about my brand new character for Fields of Honor. I'm going to be excited about GMing for Fields. But I think I will also be excited about Conquest coming up. And so we're going to talk about the games that are at Conquest, I think, is the plan next week. But yes, 2 big LARPs, June, July. And we'll get you guys back on to do a bit of a post-mortem afterwards and celebrate the success and the joy of getting to run the story and watch it go.
The very fast sales success has spun me quite a lot.
It's pretty great.
I will become whelmed at some point next week, but right now I am overwhelmed.
It's excellent.
It is. It's going to be so fun. And it should be said that we released tickets in January during a cost of living crisis. So we would probably prefer not to do that in future, but that was just how it turned out. I don't know. We're all making it up as we go. But the exciting bit is that we're filling up regardless, and we're going to smash it out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yay!
All right. Last words in the chat. If you've got any questions before we go, then you missed your chance. Goodbye. Sorry. Hat, last words?
Praise Shivak, the Holy Lance.
August?
I got nothing. My game is my game.
That's
I
going to be
know.
great.
Just thanks, everyone. Just really exciting. I'm really glad to see this come alive. Awesome.
Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, August, for listening to a deranged, not sober pitch at David's birthday and then trusting me. Just like, I'm sure Hat has something behind that.
Yeah, I mean, I made you write it all out and send it to me.
I did. Oh,
You
Yeah.
did that. Yeah. I was like, that sounds great, but put it in writing so I
We,
can look
we
at it
did
properly.
really
like,
make you back it up.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. All
There
right.
you go, kids. Just write down your ideas and you'll get them done.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.